So we are studying human behavior this month. Okay, so get your notebooks out because once we truly get a chance to understand like people, it really helps us navigate through life a lot better. Because in all of our businesses, there are like people involved, right? So you need to know how to talk to people, how to sell to people, how to inspire and motivate people. So everyone took the assessment that we sent out, and you need to start studying yourself. I'm going to do my very best to kind of revisit this kind of like the DISC assessment and values every month. But I made a post that actually I learned from my certification, and I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay. All right. I made a post the other day. And what we're going to do, we'll do it this way. Right. Okay. Your paradigm dictates, let me see, actions. Stick with me, guys. Motions. And we are going to break this down in results. Okay. I found this to be very true. Okay. That your paradigm dictates your actions. Your paradigm dictates your actions. Do you know what your paradigm is? Anybody know what a paradigm is?
It's
It's
like
your
your
multitude of habits and the way you think and your behavior that you do without thinking, your habitual behavior or way of thinking.
Philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely.
your
Absolutely.
frame of reference, the way you see the way you see things.
Absolutely.
Your, your worldview.
Your worldview, your perspective, right? The way you look at things. So our paradigm, the way we look at things, has been shaped, by certain experiences. So the way human beings see stuff. You ever talk to somebody and you just don't understand how they even see it that way? It's so like what are you talking about? Like why? How did you get that from that? How'd you get that from me? Okay, I said we talked for 15 minutes. How'd you get that out of that? Or someone's paradigm about relationships or someone's paradigm about business. You ever had somebody say, or have you ever said, well, my audience, they really don't like X. My audience, I was talking to somebody and they said, I don't know if we were talking about the hair industry, but they said, well, people in my industry, they just don't spend money. Nobody in your industry spends money. The industry wouldn't exist. But your paradigm has shaped what you do. So if your paradigm says, okay, let's say Aisha is she's into sports and she's going to be coaching sports players. Her paradigm says they not sports players. They don't really pay. They're not paying a lot for training. Well, that paradigm will dictate what she does. So her action might say, I'm only going to charge $100 a month. I'm only going to charge $200 a month because my paradigm says my target market will not spend this. So your paradigm will dictate your actions. Anybody had any experience in that?
Facts.
Any
Even
friends?
now with my coaching program, I see people, charging, high tickets, and I'm like, ugh. So that has to do with my belief and my confidence. Facts.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Your paradigm.
Raising prices.
Absolutely. And it don't feel good. So we got Marquell. He jumped on. His paradigm says the more people pay, the more I'm serving them. okay, the same service, if I charge $200, or let's say I charge $500 for this service, his paradigm says, I'm doing people a disservice by charging them $500 for this service. I'm actually helping them if I charge $5,000. Remember Marquel was on? His paradigm is different. His paradigm says, if I only charge $500 for the service, they're not going to take it seriously. And if they don't take it seriously, they're not really going to put all of their effort in there. They're not going to try really hard to get their investment back. But if I charge $5,000 for this service, I'm actually helping them, because if I charge $5,000, when they pay $5,000, they're going to get as much information as possible and they're going to follow the steps. Meaning, the more I charge, the more I'm helping them. But what's your paradigm? Maybe the opposite. Okay, I really want to help people, so I'm going to jump on this call every single day of my life for $79. My paradigm is changing. I'm thinking, okay, I need to create something higher ticket, maybe not even like adding a whole lot, but if I charge more for the evening meetup, let's say, then people will take a lot more serious and they'll lock in. But my current paradigm says I want to service the community, and I still believe this, because it's not like the money for me, but and plus we want thousands of people, and I just got this whole vision. It's crazy. But initially, all of my paradigms would say I charge less because I want to help people, and I don't think people will pay that. So my paradigm dictates my actions. Your actions generate emotions. So when I charge cheap, it generates an emotion. Or let's say my paradigm says all men are dogs. All men are dogs. My paradigm is going to dictate the actions, how I talk to men, how I approach relationships. And those actions, the things we do, start to generate certain emotions. Because we start to get locked into the feeling based on the continued actions that we're taking as we approach life with this philosophy that all men are dogs. Does it make sense? Does it make sense so far, guys? It does?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
The things you do will generate how you feel. The things you do, typically this is how people think. This is the path that people follow. Paradigm dictates actions. Actions generate these emotions. What you do will start to create certain emotions in you.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, cool. Your emotions determine your results. How you feel about something as you approach it will ultimately determine your results. So your paradigm says entrepreneurship is hard, which means it's going to create certain actions. We're not going to approach it the way we're not necessarily going to go hard, because we know entrepreneurship is hard, the paradigm. And then it generates certain emotions, how we feel about entrepreneurship. And we can't really execute with these negative feelings. And it starts to determine what the results are going to look like, because you're approaching it with, okay, okay. So you have this idea that it's going to be really hard to make money in your business, and you're not 100% sure if people are going to like it, right? Which means we approach it with timidity, if that's a word. Timidity. Is that a word? Is that a word? Timidity?
Yes.
That's good?
I was gonna say, yeah, Dave. We just
I
made
thought
it.
it was timidness.
Timidity. It's
We're gonna use
timidity. It's a word.
Timidity don't sound like a word, but I'm gonna use it. I went to college for a couple of years, so you know what I mean.
Timidity is right.
It will dictate
got it,
those
Dave.
actions. Meaning we're gonna approach it with timidity, okay? And then as we got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it creates these emotions in us because for some reason I can't connect with my audience, and then it's going to determine certain results because you didn't go hard at it. But what happens is those results reinforce the paradigm, that all men are dogs, or that business is hard, or I can't make money as an entrepreneur. This is the cycle that most people go through. But here, what I'm going to ask you to do, and here's the application, okay? I want you to focus on results. Focus on results. Your results, okay? Hold on. Let me give y'all. Where's my joint at? Where's my thing at? Hold on. I want to give y'all. All right. Our goal as a coach is to route people backwards. I have to route people back. As a coach, I'm trying to get you to focus on the results, because if you can get certain results, it will determine your emotions. The one in blue is how most people operate. This is why people do what they do. But our goal is to interrupt that and focus on results. If I can get you to make 1 sale per day and you get those results, it will determine your emotions. You'll feel better about business or entrepreneurship. If we can get some results, we just focus on the results. It will determine how you feel. And your emotions will generate different actions. And your actions will change your paradigm. And based on your paradigm, you'll start to get more results. We're trying to this whole month, we are going to dig into the brain.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Okay. Our goal right now, especially in this entrepreneurial field, is to focus on the results. We have to let go of this paradigm that we currently have. We're having a conversation so we can bring awareness to it, because I want you to see your paradigm. I want you to reflect on your paradigm, your philosophy in life. How you approach things is primarily based on your paradigm. Make sense? So, when you are, where are you from?
New York,
New York, what part?
Queens.
Queens. Okay. So, it's a truck with dark tint. They stop 30 feet down the street. The car is still running. And they sit there for a while. What's going through your mind?
Trouble.
Trouble. Your paradigm shaped that. Go to a different neighborhood. They see that. They're like, oh, they must be lost. But our paradigm has been shaped by our experiences, the environments that we're a part of, right? It's all been shaped, that paradigm has all been shaped. So here's my point. We have to let go of some of our paradigms. And it's going to come from reflection, saying, yo, why do I think the way I think? Why do I move the way I move? What have I been taught? So we just need to focus on results now. As an entrepreneur, What is the goal? What is the goal? What can we accomplish right now? Because if you start to accomplish even the smallest bit, it will change your emotions. It will change how you feel. Because we're no longer focused on like getting the big goal. It will just change how we start to feel better. They say that the best time to make a sale is right after you've made one. In sales, they teach you the best time to make a sale is right after you made one. Why is that?
You already
Momentum.
fired up.
Your confidence.
Yeah, you got a result. You got a result, so you feel better.
Yeah, you in your bag. You feel like you can do it again and again and again.
Oh, 100%. The next
You're
person that
back.
comes up, you feel confident. Somebody else just bought. I'm with it. But if you ain't made a sale all day, when somebody approaches, that paradigm says people ain't really feeling it. But if we focus on results, it will change our emotions. Our emotions, how we feel, will generate different activity, different actions. We change the actions because we feel different, because we just got some results. And that continued action will start to dictate, it will start to change and shape our paradigm. Say, yo, people do like my product. People do like when I speak. People do really like what I'm doing. And that paradigm will start to drive more results. So the natural inclination, I know that's a word, for human beings is to just move off their paradigm that dictates their actions, and then starts to generate emotions, and it determines their results. And those results, those negative results, continue to reinforce that paradigm. See, I told you all men were dogs. But we want to go the other way. Let's focus on results. Let's focus on a happy relationship. How do we do that? Well, we start to work on ourselves. And when we work on ourselves, getting a result of happy relationships is maybe not intimate relationships. Let me just work on, let me get results from my friends. Let me work on the relationship with my brother or my sister or my cousin. Let me focus on getting those results. And then we realize, yo, humans ain't that bad. It changes our emotions towards the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever your preference is. It just changes your emotion about relationships, which will change your actions. Yo, people ain't that bad. I think I'll go out. I'll take a little date. I'll get on Tinder, Bumble. I'll swipe a little bit, and then your actions will change your paradigm, which will reinforce results. Okay, so here's the step. Here's what I would like for you to do today. I want you to identify what results you're looking for. We're just going to start right here with results. What results are we looking for? And as we start focusing on the results, I want you to really, really identify how you feel about this particular industry. Let's turn off the phone, turn off the TV, turn off the music. Let's truly identify how we feel about what we're doing, about your business. How do you feel? There's a cool hack on changing those emotions. Definitely get in the environment. For real, environment is the most important. It's like the cornerstone to this whole conversation. Environment affects your paradigm, environment affects your actions, environment affects emotions, and environment definitely affects results. So be very, very careful what environment you're in after you get off of this call. Okay. Questions.
Yo, Dave.
Mardasha. I'm sorry, Chris. Let me get Mardasha, then I'm coming straight to you, brother.
Hey, oh, I didn't know my hand was raised. I'm sorry. I'm fine.
Okay, no worries. Chris, it's on you, brother.
Didn't really have a question, more so a statement. I would just encourage everybody to watch Dave's interview with Justin Owens, the new CEO. They go into this topic that they're talking about a lot on just different ways of shifting your beliefs, shifting your paradigm, whether it's the gold card, whether it's having pictures of your new gold all over your crib. He talked about having them on his pillowcases, on his car dash, all these other different places to help shift his belief. So I would encourage everybody to check that interview out. I probably watched it at least 20 times since it came out, but that's one of my favorite ones.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much, brother.
Chris, can you put in the link in the chat?
I got you. I'll do it now.
Well, good. Rudy.
Dave, I really liked the Slight Edge. I like Slight Edge, the book. It was great. And I like the thing we did, the analysis thing.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to figure out, how do you overcome, like, I discovered that consistency is not my problem. It's overcoming, like, it's like persistence is my problem. I don't know how to overcome a problem and keep pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Give me an example.
Like,
Give me
okay,
an
I was
example.
in a closing and they sent my license back. They sent my realtor's license back to the real estate commission in the middle of my closing. So I closed, but I didn't know how to I was I was hurt. I was so hurt that I didn't know how to bring myself back from that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, when you say bring yourself back, what do you mean?
Like, I didn't even want to do real estate no more, because I realized that it wasn't, my focus on real estate was helping people get houses. Most people in real estate focus is just getting the money. And that, it like discouraged me. I didn't want to do real estate anymore after that, for real.
All right. So I'm going to challenge that, because you said that most people's focus is to get money and your focus is to get people in a house. But as soon as there's a hiccup, you don't want to help people get in houses anymore.
Yep.
Right? Am I reading the story right?
Yep. But I hate you say it like that, because that's really it. That's it. Mm-hmm.
So our emotions are like it's truly determining the results. How you felt about the thing started saying, okay, I don't even want to do real estate anymore. But we got to go the other way. Remember, we need to focus on getting people houses. We need to focus on getting these closes. And if we are truly focused on the result, it will change our emotion, because our emotion isn't going to make us quit. If we're focused on the result, it should change how we feel about it. Okay, I just need to figure out another way. And they say, okay, they sent my license back. What do I need to do to fix this? Because I'm solely focused on this result of getting people in houses.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at now. Yeah, because I got my license back, but now I'm trying to rebuild my momentum. I'm moving in my office today, but I don't feel like I still have the same drive. Like, I want to help people, but I don't want to network with the people in the real estate industry, and I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah. When do you want to sell your next house?
March
what?
15th. I need to have it. I need to be sitting at the closing table on the 15th.
Let's focus on the result. All that other stuff you're talking about is irrelevant.
Right.
Let's focus on the result. If you are truly wanting to help people, you'll do it. If not, if you're only looking to help yourself, you'll quit. Right. So we're about to test your belief system. If what you're saying, because and not attacking you, this is for everybody. Most people say, I really want to help people, when really you want to make money. Because when you don't make money, you don't want to help people anymore.
That was
so we'll
good.
say, yo, I really want to help people. And then when the money slows down, it's like, yo, I need to do something else. Because you wasn't really trying to help people. You was really trying to make money. Because I can see it, because when the money doesn't come, you stop. Meaning your activity had nothing to do with helping people. It just sounds good. You're really going for money. And that's okay. I would much rather somebody say, yo, my goal is to make money. I want to make money by helping people. I feel more comfortable with that, because now we're being truthful with ourselves.
I was just about to say, Dave, what's wrong with wanting to make money?
Nothing. Nothing. But my point is, most people, if you say, yo, why'd you start your business? Oh, I just want to help people. Oh, it's my passion. For the most part, you're lying to yourself.
And should have started a nonprofit.
if that's the goal, start a nonprofit. If you really want to
Yeah.
help, I tell people all the time, yo, if you really want to help people, keep your job and just do like work after work. Just go down to the local bridge and take a part of your check and just get them some help them.
You know, a charity joint.
Yeah, do some charity. You good?
You call me right out, Dave. I need to change my perspective. Like, yeah, I want to make money and help people, not just help people, because that people don't really want. I can't say that. I just say I need both of them in my life to make my life a success. I need to be able to help people and make money. Like I can, like with the credit repair thing, I can fix some folks' credit for free, you know, and some I'm gonna have to charge to create a balance.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me
Hey,
try to
Dave.
get these last three. Let me try to get these last three. Mr. No Regrets.
Real quick, back to that consistency at the beginning. I like what you said. You got to be consistent. Consistent is a cheat code. Do you believe that like you got to constantly like reinvent yourself? Because like people will get tired of just using, not you per se, but like your podcast. Like people are like, okay, here come another podcast. Another. Do you feel like you got to keep it interesting or have somebody on there that obviously attracts them? I mean, I know that's kind of common sense, but how do you feel about that? That reinvent, like constantly, staying leveling up. I guess the young people say.
Reinventing and leveling up is different. My focus on is improving.
Okay.
So it's not about reinventing myself. It's just becoming better.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna stop. So I don't ever feel like I need to change up my podcast because people will get used to it or whatever. But I did buy better microphones.
Okay.
Then I went and bought better cameras.
Oh, so upgrade.
To be a better host. And I want to evolve, not reinvent myself.
Okay.
So focus on getting better.
Okay. Gotcha. Appreciate that.
No doubt. Chris, what's up?
Hey, Dave. Thank you. My disc is relatively similar to yours. So I wanted to know, what routine do you personally follow when it comes to focusing on the results? Like, how have you been intentional about this? What are the literal steps you've taken from Cheesecake Factory to now?
Okay. I write it down and then work backwards. So I'll start with the end goal. I got to focus on a result. And what is it going to take for me to accomplish this result? That's a question I asked myself that got me through a lot. I get a clear idea on what the result is, what the goal is, and I ask myself, what is it going to take for me to accomplish this? So, and my goal is to get, let's just say 20 people in your program, right? That means we're going to have to focus on getting 5 people in your program every single week. And if we focus on 5 every week, that means every day our goal is to get somebody to enroll in your program. So that has been the step. Now I ask myself another question. What is it going to take for me to get someone to enroll today? And then I just focus on that activity. Focus on the result. That's going to kind of drive how I feel about it, because I feel I can do one. I can get one person in. And then I figure out what activity it's going to take. And that activity changes my paradigm and how I see it. I know I could do this thing. And then you get more results. That makes sense? I think it's important to just take a day outside of normal just information. We'll get some information this morning. But I think what's really, really important is that we outline the next 5 days of our life. Outlining the next 5 days of our life, because I think it's really important for us all to be goal driven and to set some. I think day to day, a lot of us, we do whatever we feel like we need to do for the day, right? Instead of identifying what we need to do for the week and work backwards on what the big goal is, because some things take more than a day to accomplish. I want everybody, if you can, to just 5 things. Let's write down 5 things, and this might take a second. I don't know. Let's write down 5 things that you need to accomplish this week, that if you were to accomplish them, it would really be a game changer for you. The things that you've been putting off, let's just take a few seconds to really just sit there and think about it. 5 days. 5 things that we need to, I'm talking about the majors. Okay, we're talking about the majors. 5 major things that would completely change the game for you. 5 things. Just take a second, okay? I know we're used to, taking notes and, information, things of that nature, but give me 5. Just give me 5 things, okay? Like I'm talking about game changer things for you. This is really important, man. Because I sat down even this morning. I sat down and I realized that there are 5 things that will really change the game for me. That I have to accomplish this week. And I have goals for the week, which while I started doing it, I was about to set a meeting. I was about to go to a meeting on Wednesday. I'm canceling it because that's not even a part. That thing will be another thing on my schedule or on my back that has nothing to do with what I need to accomplish. And that's going to be 3 hours out of my life that I can really target at the things that are really important. So I'm canceling it. So, and I'm super, I'm super guilty of this. I'll take a meeting or I'll do something that I think could be beneficial, but not beneficial to what the big goal is anyway. Does that make sense? I'll just, if I feel like it's going to, there might be a person that's in real estate and there's some real estate deal and I'll take the meeting. Why? Because I could make some money in real estate. You never know. It could be an investment project. But if I know there are like 5 major things that I need to accomplish this week, I have to like, okay, I'm willing to exchange that opportunity for the chance to stop chasing stuff. So I need 5. I'm gonna give y'all my 5 real quick. Okay. The funnel outline. So I'm implementing some things from the mastermind, which we will go over a little later. I have to have the outline for the funnel done. There's some things that are still and not only done, but I have to communicate it to Jen so that she can get working on the funnel because we have she's building out like a funnel agency where she's gonna she builds out the funnels, emails, all that kind of stuff. So I have to like go through that, set a meeting with the funnel people and all that kind of stuff. That's one. That would be a game changer. Why? Okay, let me just share it with you. So I have 2 major focuses, especially, reading this one thing. There's 2 things that I'm focused on. Outside of that, everything else is not important. And it's just for me. Just want to give you like an example. I'm not making this about me, but I just want to give you an example of I'm implementing it as well. It's just a podcast and a morning meetup. That's it. Those 2 things. They work kind of interchangeably, right? Because every single podcast, what am I promoting? The morning meetup. I'm super serious about building this community. And I realized that we got to get to 2,000 people this year in the morning meetup. 2,000 this year. And we just got to map out what that takes. So what that's going to take for me is I have to have the funnel set. And I want it to be profitable, right? We're looking at how long it takes for someone to leave. Okay. And like, again, y'all know anything I'm working on, I'm just going to tell you, especially even if it concerns you, like in your membership, because I want you to model it, right? So we'll have a funnel that comes on, and I'll be giving away my ebook for both of my ebooks for $25. Both of them, $20 or $25. I'm not sure. This is a part of the strategy. Because you come on for the $1 trial, right? It's a $1 investment. I'm banking that if I take 2 books that are normally $20 a piece and I make those $20, I'm banking that half the people actually take the $20 and they purchase the $20. So the average amount spent right now is $1, right? Because you come on, $1 trial, you leave, you might stay in the program, but that's, but right now, today you could spend $1. But we're increasing the ability to spend $1 to the ability to spend $21. Does that make sense? I just want to give you another option. Spend either $1 or $21. Now, and I'll actually offer this for you all. Once it's set up, the very next screen is going to give you an opportunity to pay 3 months up front. I'd much rather you commit to 3 months up front. Why? Because there's a chance you might enroll in $1 and cancel before your trial, right? Which means you got 5 days for $1, which is cool. I'm not mad at that. But if I can get you while you're motivated to join this program, and I can give you a discount on 3 months, you might just put the 3 months up front. So that takes care of the people who are going to leave before the trial, people that are going to leave after the first month or the second month. We'll do some sort of discount. The very next screen gives you an opportunity to pay for 6 months. The very next screen gives you an opportunity to pay for the whole year. So this is what I have to implement this week. That will be a game changer for me. That's why it's on the list of what needs to happen this week. Okay. Number 2, for the boot camp, I'm creating an offer. It's going to be a higher ticket offer where we can work on a regular basis with creating content. So it's a higher ticket offer that I have to have done this week because the boot camp is on Sunday. If I'm going to serve and have this thing ready where we can really create massive testimonials from the boot camp, this is I can't go to the meeting. This has to be done. It's got to be done. Tags on the podcast, the YouTube, we're missing a lot by not having tags and updating thumbnails and all that kind. There's so many things that we need to add, and we really got to pour it into the YouTube. We need to create 15 videos that are 15 hot takes. So, we have an hour and a half YouTube. Is this helping anybody? I don't want y'all to think I'm just talking about my own situation, but I want you to know.
Yes.
Yes, of course, man. Of course.
It helps get really practical about how to envision what needs to be done.
Absolutely. These things are super duper important. Here's what I understand. So I need 15 videos that are longer than 20 minutes because I want to drop a video every single day on YouTube. If I drop a video every single day on YouTube, it will probably double or triple the money that YouTube pays me. So I'm taking a whole hour and a half interview. I'm going to take a 20-minute clip out of it, 20 or 30-minute clip out of it, and I'm going to post that. So we're going back to older episodes because you'll not only watch the 20, 30-minute clip where there's going to be ads in there that I'm going to monetize off of, but you'll probably go back to the whole interview and watch that, which I'm monetizing as well. So the reason that's super important is because I'm literally quadrupling the views. If I can quadruple the views, I'll probably quadruple my income. So, all right, let me show you. I don't even know if it'll say the same thing as it did yesterday. But this is super important. I can't take all these meetings. You see why? Like, yo, I'm so laser focused. Now, it's not on there anymore. It's not on there. Okay. All right. So, where's that? Did it 140 more? Okay. So I started implementing the last couple of weeks. I dropped an interview on Saturday. Well, Saturday, for some reason, the views are trash on Saturday. So the interviews that I'm dropping on Saturday don't get as much traction as the ones I drop on Monday and Thursday. I'm saying this because I'm paying attention to the numbers. You got to start to pay attention to what you're doing and what the result is. Now, if you're not watching what you're doing, then you'll just start doing stuff. You don't even know if it's working. You'll get burnt out and you'll want to do something else and you'll skip over it. But I'm asking you to like really lock in. What is the most important thing that you need to get done? Because I know I'm looking at what's happening on my social media. I'm looking at what's happening in my YouTube. I realize how important this is. So I'm dropping these videos on Saturday, like a whole nother interview on Saturday, but that interview is not getting as much traction. However, it's still activity, which means it's an additional couple thousand views on that particular video. That's a couple thousand views on the page. But what I know is if you watch that one video, it's going to lead you to another video. So literally me dropping a Saturday, I'm looking at the one video. It doesn't get a lot of traction on Saturday. However, the page is growing when I've been dropping videos on, dropping 3 a week versus 2 a week. So here's what I'm betting. If I drop 7 videos a week, based on the numbers, I'll probably quadruple my income. Because it's all about the views. So I need to, this week, I'm going hard on my videographer, and it's actually, he need to get this stuff done. He need to get this stuff done. So I need 15 of them. Because if I can do 15, then for the next 2 weeks, we'll already be ready and set to go. And we can start dripping them joints every single day on YouTube. Okay. And number 5 is I have to secure the ad strategy. Because a funnel without an ad strategy, it won't produce as much fruit as possible. So I was talking to a person on the other day, and he's installing the pixels, and he's giving me a proposal for ads, and we're about to run it. These 5 things are the most important things in my life outside of my family and my faith. There's certain meetings that I want to take that I can't, because I identify what needs to be done over the next 5 days. All right, cool. So I want us to really, really lock in on what needs to be done for the next 5 days. But I still want you to, out of the 5, pick one that's most important. And we need to knock that out first. So I'm going to look at like what's most important on this list, because I didn't get a chance to do it while I was creating what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to pick out what is most important, and I'm putting all of my energy into that. So even if what I don't want to happen is there are 5 really important things and I have to do all of them, because I'm focused on all of them, and you can't focus on more than one thing at a time. I don't want to have to do all of them. I'm going to pick the one that's most important. And that's the thing I'm going to knock out before noon every single day until it's done. Why before noon?
Because your
Early in the
willpower is
morning
running
is when your
low throughout
willpower
the day.
strongest.
Default settings.
Look,
Gas
man,
in the car, you're going to run out.
Y'all better start
Exactly.
implementing the stuff y'all read. Hey, I'm on it. I'm
Extremely
like, yo,
practical.
I know that I'm going to be drained by 4 o'clock. First thing on my mind. Let's knock this out first. Okay. Here's the thing. I still want you to make the long list of all the little stuff you got to do. Right. So I got a list. I got to pick the next book for the month. I got to strategize with Terry on this whole options thing and how we can promote it through the podcast. Outline next week's morning meetup strategy. Thursday's boot camp call. Got to prepare for that. I got to update inventory. There's a bunch of little things that I need to do as well. So I'm looking at that list and saying, can I put that task on someone? Or when I can't do the most important things, what are some little things that I can pick off of the list? Okay. All right. Anyway, yes. So I want us to just outline the next 5 days. Okay. Outline the next 5 days. What's most important? What is most important? And out of each one of those, this is homework that you're going to have to do, like as soon as we get off the call. Out of each one of those, the 5 things that need to be accomplished this week, I want to pick the most important. Out of the most important, I want you to rank it from most important to least important. They're all really important, but most important to least important. But for the one that's most important, I want you to identify the 3 things that need to happen for you to accomplish that most important thing. What are the 3 things that need to happen for you to accomplish that most important thing? Very important. Very important. So the funnel outline, I have to have the funnel outline set, right? Well, I have to finish my basic blueprint. I need to talk to Josh, my man, who kind of gave me the concept. I need to talk to him to make sure it's cool. I got to get on the line with Jen so they can put it together. We got to make sure the emails are right. This is a bunch of things for the one thing. That's why it's so hard to do a bunch of things, because in each thing, there's a bunch of things. So if you have a bunch of things, there's a bunch of things in each thing of the bunch of things. And we end up doing nothing or a little bit of everything and nothing gets accomplished. So that one thing that's super important, you might realize that out of these 5 things you need to accomplish for the week, the one thing that's most important is going to take a week itself. Okay.
Right, Dave. You're right.
Absolutely. So I appreciate a good amen during the sermon. That's what's up. It encourages me.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. If I may, on what you just put out there, I'm going through my list of my 5 things, and immediately in my head, like you were saying, I put in the thing that has the closest deadline at the top. And as soon as you said, it may take all week, I'm like, okay, well, let me revisit this list. And I'm looking through it and I'm like, the thing that I put at top, just because the quote unquote deadline is the closest, doesn't mean it's the most important to what I'm looking to accomplish. That's going to actually give me that expected result. There are things that are predicated on top of it. And like, that's just the default setting that a lot of people have, is like, whatever's coming the quickest, make that the priority or make that the most important thing, when it's not always.
Facts. I love it. Look, I want to jump in real quick. Then we'll do maybe 15 minutes of Q&A if we can. Y'all good? Y'all got that? Okay, we didn't need much on that. Just hopefully that helps. But I want to go through some principles from the mastermind. I paid $5,000, so you don't have to. Okay. Well, you should still, but I'm just gonna give you a couple notes from it. I'm just gonna go through the notes. What are some daily habits that I need to apply? He kind of went into what are the daily habits, and I need to audit my daily activities. So what are some daily habits, right? So I text Jen while I was at the mastermind, and I said, Jen, we need to have a daily meeting every single morning. We need to know what the marching orders are for the team. We need to get the team on the line every morning. So that's why you got that text, Jen. I was inspired. So we're gonna do it, and we're gonna announce it on the morning call at 9. That we're gonna have a meeting every morning, and I need everybody on the meeting. And some of you might not have a team, y'all. You need to have a meeting with yourself every morning. It needs to be a daily habit of, okay, what do we need to accomplish today? That was really good. They said we need to read the book, Eat That Frog. So actually that's on my list. I'm going to get the audio book. What are your limiting beliefs? Yeah. What are your limiting beliefs? Oh, he went to this exercise of clarity, which was really cool. What's the yearly goal? What's the monthly goal? What's the weekly goal? What's the daily goal? And what's the hourly goal?
Hey, Dave, can you recap on what the mastermind is for anybody who doesn't know?
Oh, so Nehemiah Davis did a 5K mastermind where it's $5,000 to go for a day, and he went over some of the strategies to severely accelerate your income. So remember, I don't know if y'all remember, I was on the call and I asked, it was a group on Clubhouse, and they were talking about masterminds. And the reason I never did them, I never like put my own mastermind together, like a higher ticket mastermind, is because I feel like, say for instance, I'm going to charge somebody $5,000 for this mastermind, or $15,000 a year or something like that, which for Neos, I would have paid $15,000 for the year, because this one was $5,000 for a day. But let's just say, for instance, I'm going to charge somebody $10,000 for the year. I feel like I need to coach someone to take that 10,000 to 100,000, or 10,000 to 50,000. So they see it that it's valuable. It's my responsibility to help them in that way. But I asked a question on Clubhouse, and I said, yo, is it my responsibility to coach someone to make sure it's been worth their money? Or is the value in the people that are in the room? And the answer was, in this clubhouse room of these people who have high ticket masterminds, they said the magic is putting the room together. The magic is not in you coaching. Coaching and a mastermind is different. I was looking at the mastermind as coaching. If I have these people who pay $10,000, I need to coach them. But a mastermind, what I realized was the value wasn't in the stage. The value was getting together a group of people who were willing to invest $5,000 in themselves. It's a different mindset. And in that mindset, they've all accomplished some sort of level of success. And through that, the conversations that I got on the sidebar, forget the stage, the sidebar was most valuable for me. So I thought that was cool. The mastermind, the value is in bringing people together, not necessarily the coaching. So, man, you get some people together that are in a room who all are willing to pay $10,000. You know what that says about the person? One, they've done something in their business or life that warrants them to have $10,000 to invest or $5,000 to invest, which means there's some other game that they got. But also, they're the type of person who values information to the point where they're going to invest $5,000 to $10,000. And we get those type of minds in the room, people who understand it, not the people who who want to get on a free webinar and they just want to get the stuff from YouTube. But you get a group of people who are willing to invest that type of money in themselves. They've probably invested more in themselves, which means they're a bigger person, personally developed, often. So it was just dope. So that answers your question. So let me get into this part. Goodness gracious, we're running out of time. They said identify what the yearly goal is. Identify what the yearly goal is. Then identify what the monthly goal is financially. So if you want to make $100,000 per year, you need to identify what the monthly goal is, right? Which is about $8,300. Then you need to figure out what the weekly goal is, which is about $2,100. Then you need to figure out what the daily goal is, which is about $275. And if you think, I want to make six figures, and all I need to do is make $275 today, well, we could probably make $275 today, or figure out some system that's going to allow us to make $275 a day. And then you said we could break it down into hourly. How much money do I need to make per hour? That'd be cool. Let's say 275 divided by 8 hours. Let's say a work day. A work day, $34. Do you know you can make $100,000 if you make $34 an hour for 8 hours? And if your goal is every hour to go sell something that allows you to make $34 for only 8 hours out of the day, you can make $100,000. Isn't that cool? I thought that was cool. So he took us through that whole process, which I thought was amazing. And he asked a question: what would you do if you doubled your prices? It was a simple question. And he kind of talked about the mindset of high ticket. And he was talking directly to me for sure. He said, what would you do if you just doubled your prices? What would you do? You'll work less and make more. Or you'll do the same amount of work and you'll make double the money. Or you'll make the same amount of money with half the work. Our limiting belief is that people don't have the money. That's our limiting belief. Listen, can you believe it or not? I didn't think people were going to pay $1,000 for a boot camp. That's all day, 9 to 9, and I'm feeding you. It was just my own limiting belief. But now I understand. The next one's $2,000. At least. What would you do if you doubled your prices? Well, I mean, instead of 30, we'd have 15 at double the rate. Meaning I can spend more time with the people who are willing to invest, which would be more valuable for them and not as much work on myself trying to manage 30. Listen, you got to just get in a room of people who believe differently, because we're in our own head, and what we think other people will do is based off what we will do. We think what's in other people's pockets is based on what's in our pockets. And that's not necessarily the case. He said, what would you do if you doubled your prices? Do you know Nehemiah had a mixtape or an album, and he sold the album for $97. Who does that? And he made 6 figures off the album. All right, somebody just DM me and said, I did double my prices and it had a negative effect. My audience really from the mud. Well, that tells us a lot.
You gotta change your target market.
Yeah, or sometimes you double your prices and you don't believe that you should double your prices. So when you say it, you're intimidated, and people feel that. There's a couple things we need to consider. We don't just double the price and just hope for the best. We double the prices strategically. Okay, I'm going to double this price. What do I need to change in my messaging? What do I need to change about myself? What do I need to change in my offering?
How much value I need to add to it? You going off today, Dave?
Oh man, I'm just still, listen, I don't own the rights to these bars. These are my notes from the Mastermind. Oh man. And he said, the best comes at a premium. The best isn't cheap. And once you truly believe that you are the best, you'll know it's not cheap. Do I believe that people would pay me double what I'm charging? He said, get comfortable saying the price and getting disconnected from the outcome. He said, get comfortable saying the price and disconnect from the outcome, disconnect from the results. Oh, man. He says, stop doing one-to-one and start doing one-to-many. He said, what am I normalizing this year? What are we normalizing this year? Like, I ain't even getting to the strategy and all that kind of stuff in the Mastermind yet, but this mindset stuff, that took me out. The first part of the first session, just, what am I normalizing this year? He said, I'm normalizing my daughter at, before she's 2 years old, being on a jet X amount of times. He said 1 year he normalized investing in every conference that he can go to. So what are you normalizing this year? He said commit first and figure out the rest later. Commit first and figure out the rest later. And then he went through some of the strategy of irresistible offer creation. You need to create irresistible offers. So you know what the offer is? That you fill that offer up with a bunch of stuff that could be valuable, where people say, yo, I got to take that. Irresistible offer stuff. So we need to, in my funnel outline, I'm trying to make it an irresistible offer. And I have to look at the resources of what I have already. That's not necessarily going to take me, it's not going to take me extra energy. Silver D, why y'all DMing me? Why y'all ain't answer the? Okay, okay, I see it. Explain one-to-one versus one-to-many. So you can't really work one-on-one with Neo. He only works in groups. So he says too much energy one-to-one. He said he's not doing one-to-one, he's doing one-to-many. So we feel like, and this is some people here that you do a lot of one-to-one. You want to book an individual coaching session. You want to help someone know, one-to-one, which is not necessarily going to be the best use of your time. Now, if you want to, that's cool. I'm not mad at it for the income. And I still have sessions where people book like individual sessions on my website. And every time somebody books a one-on-one session, I raise the price. So somebody actually booked another one. It was like $8. I think Jen, I think it went from like $150 to $250 to $350 to I think 4 something to 5. Somebody booked a session on my website the other day, and I forgot what we made it. And I didn't even know this was the offer, but it was like $897 for a 1-to-1 session for an hour. Now I do add immense value in these sessions, but every time somebody books, I raise the price because Neil's saying, yo, you got to do 1-to-many, not 1-to-1. Because in that hour, I'd rather talk to 20 people than 1. Now I do want to help people 1-to-1. So I'm kind of torn with this. This is just my personality. I want to help people, but
If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're going to like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.